What's up, YouTube? What's going on? Now, if I was to make a video reacting to all the YouTube videos on here about crooked politicians, crooked law enforcement, crooked government, period, and Pedowood and Hollywood, or make a reaction video to all this transgender bullshit that goes on, I'd be on here all the time. Good Lord. My wife gets tired of hearing about it. Man, she tells me to shut up and go away. Ugh. Just watched a video, and I had to redo another video about this one. This cop was Arizona, Pinell, or however you say it, County, Arizona. Got this deputy, the sheriff out there that has his own little paid online TV show that you can watch, whatever. His deputy was caught on film saying he has this complete disdain for anybody that exercises their constitutional rights and their freedom. If you hate our freedom, you hate our constitutional rights, that means you're willing to violate your oath that you took to uphold the constitutional rights and freedom, and you don't have authority over us. The sheriff doesn't even really have authority over us. It's we the people, not we the government. Good Lord, if you hate your job that much, get the fuck lost. We don't want you as a deputy. We don't want you as a cop if you hate our constitutional rights and freedom. Hell, we don't want you as a cop or law enforcement if you don't know the laws, don't know the constitutional rights or freedom of Americans. Good Lord. Oh my gosh, man. These people, these cops, man, they absolutely hate when people are exercising their rights. Second Amendment rights, First Amendment rights, recording in public or cop watching. They walk up to them, bully them with the flashlights, and do all this stuff and trying to stop them from exercising their rights, which is fucking illegal. It's intimidation by a government representative or government whatever. I mean, I don't know. But yeah, you come on, you can't blind the camera because that's illegal too. And then you have these people, patriotic people, which, hey, I support you trying to be a patriot, but you need to understand somebody is exercising their rights and their freedom. You have no expectation of privacy in public. I said that in another video, but I'll say it again. I mean, apparently, some people need to understand it. If I'm walking around filming, don't open your mouth, and probably won't even recognize you're there. You know, but you walk up to a camera and say, "Don't film me! I told you, don't film me!" Good Lord. How stupid can you be? That'd be like walking up to a gun and say, "Don't shoot me," to somebody that's pointing a gun at you. Don't shoot me. I'm gonna walk into the path of the gun, but don't shoot me. Come on, same stupid ideology there. You got different Karens and Billies and Kevins and everybody else. Good Lord. I want that camera confiscated because he's filming my business. Oh, woe is me. You know, Cops can't do nothing. If he's on a public easement or public property, public accessible property, cops can't do nothing about it because that's the First Amendment. See, I'm all about supporting good law enforcement that shows up and says there's nothing we can do about it. That's his First Amendment. You need to get educated. Go educate you. I'm all about supporting them. But the cops that come up and try to intimidate them by grabbing their gun or doing whatever, trying to shut them up or bully them, I don't support those cops. Hell no. I don't support politicians that don't support our constitutional rights and our freedom. And thank God to the Supreme Court, all these different tyrannical gun laws are being threatened now because of this new ruling that Clarence Thomas did, which thank God for him. But I don't think our constitutional rights depends on one person. I think it depends on God, not anybody sitting behind a desk or with a fancy robe on or whatever. I think our constitutional rights are ours. It's not the government's to give out. See, a lot of these law enforcement officers think that they have authority over us. They honestly do. They honestly think that we got to listen to them and we got to shut up when they say shut up and we got to do exactly what they say because if we don't, they're going to arrest us for some dumb bull. Oh, wait. They're going to arrest us for some dumb law that they're going to slap on as a slap all law, disorderly conduct or something. I don't know. God Lord. I'd love to go to jail on that one. I'd file a lawsuit. What disorderly conduct did I have? I just didn't listen to you? Well, sorry if I twisted your panties and got them in a bunch. Jeez. You got butthurt as a law enforcement officer. Good Lord. If you're that much of a snowflake, get off the force. If you don't understand constitutional rights and freedoms and the laws, get off the force, please. If you're a sheriff, deputy, a chief of police, or whatever, and you've got this ego that and you think you got to fill this image of whatever, this cowboy image, you need to get off. Too. Go away. We don't want you. Because we don't want people like that serving us. You got this cowboy image of I'm gonna be Billy Badass and run around, trying to look like a badass and trying to fill an image. You're not Billy Badass for one thing. Ain't nobody untouchable in this country. That includes the president. Nobody's completely untouchable. If God wants to touch you, He's gonna touch you. Trust me. As they say in the Bible, that no one's promised tomorrow. Tomorrow's not promised to nobody. Well, that includes the president. God forbid that includes the billionaire. Hell, you got Satanists and Luciferians running around pushing pedophilia and all this other junk. And their law enforcement is protecting them. They know what they're doing. Look, you can't tell me law enforcement doesn't know what they're doing. But yet they decide to go harass people with a camera. Or they decide to go harass homeless people that are doing nothing but trying to survive and trying to make it to another day. You're trying to find them and take their stuff, throw it away. Good Lord. Watch all these cops getting aggressive, getting mad when people don't do exactly what they're told. They want to break windows and hell, 77-year-old lady SWAT team showed up and they were looking for a truck and an iPhone. And they said that an app gave them probable cause to get a warrant to search a house of a 77-year-old lady. Why didn't they go knock on the door? You see the damn truck? You see the damn iPhone? No. Come on, man. Seriously? Come on. I'm telling you, man, if you knocked on my door, I'd be like, you see the damn truck? No. Well, imagine that. They broke down the shed doors and everything else. This poor 77-year-old lady was traumatized and terrorized by the SWAT team. Poor kids. I feel for these kids that see cops come busting in doors and like tearing down and then come to find out it's the wrong address. Good Lord. See, cops can lie. They delete it. This one cop in Pinal County, Arizona was caught deleting video footage, which is evidence, man. He was caught deleting it. That's on that paid thing for that Pinellas County sheriff. The one that was at the Trump rally. Had the cowboy hat on and he's a bald head dude and he was supposed to be this big badass Billy Badass, and his deputies are out violating constitutional rights and freedom and violating laws by deleting evidence and footage, which is a crime. His deputies are committing crimes and he's just walking around like Billy Badass. Come on, man. Either you stand for the Constitution and constitutional rights of all Americans, or you don't stand for it at all. See, this is the thing. A lot of people will say, I'm a patriotic American. Well, good for you. But do you stand for my freedom of speech of holding a sign that you don't like because, it may be a little vulgar? Or are you going to come up and try to steal my sign, try to beat me up and take it? Or are you going to try to violate my rights because I'm carrying a gun or I'm wearing God forbid, I'm wearing a Trump hat or Make America Great hat or something? You get pissed off, or I'm doing something you don't like and you it violates your feelings. Are you going to stand up for all constitutional rights and freedom? Or are you going to stand up just for yours? Rules for thee, not for me. That kind of bullshit. Telling you, man. It's funny how all these people that, they're supposed to be Billy Badass bikers and hardcore mofos. They're not out there exercising their constitutional rights. They're hiding in the corner, hiding in their shops, and they're scared to death of somebody with a camera that's exercising their rights. They're scared to death of somebody walking around with a gun, but yet they try to portray themselves as big Billy Badass. Stupid. Come on, man, really? If you stand up for patriotic America, you got to stand up for all constitutional rights. You got to understand constitutional right to call yourself a patriotic American. I've had military people say that only military can be patriots, which is wrong. A patriot is somebody who loves their constitutional rights, loves their country, loves America for what it is. It is the melting pot of the world. You got every walk of life here in the United States. And if you don't like that those people have the same rights as you and the same liberties as you, then you need to take a real long, hard look at yourself and your ideologies that's in your head. You need to start looking at yourself and saying, if I offend his rights, what about my rights tomorrow? If I tell the cops to violate his rights, are they going to violate my rights tomorrow? Hell, are we going to let the government just go off of feelings? Good Lord, I'm butthurt, so he needs to be arrested. Come on, man. Seriously? If that's the way it works, man, I'll stay in my little corner of the world and y'all can go do something. I don't care what you do. I want my liberties. I respect everybody's liberties. I respect everybody's constitutional rights and freedom. You got freedom to say what you want. But with that freedom, there's consequences. If you say something that's not true, guess what? Somebody's going to debate you and they're going to fact check you. They're going to hold you accountable. Same thing with law enforcement. Same thing with government. They're going to hold them accountable. That Freedom of Information Act, man, that thing's a great thing. But when government gets a hold of it, they start redacting it. That shouldn't be allowed. It shouldn't be allowed at all, period. Because it's we the people. We should know what our government's doing. And if they're blocking out and blobbing out people's faces on camera, that says they have something to hide. What are they hiding? I'm telling you, man. Anybody that's smart needs to learn what the Freedom of Information Act is. You need to know what your local government's doing. Telling you. You need to understand what your local government's doing because, our freedom starts local and then it goes to the federal government. Our freedom depends on local. We start in local, taking our local communities back. Telling the school boards, hey, you don't run things here. We do. You Tell your local government, you don't run things here. We do. Good Lord, man. Y'all need to wake up. Y'all need to understand your rights, understand the laws. You have all these First Amendment auditors, cop watchers, and constitutional auditors, and people like Lackluster and Audit the Audit, and all these different ones on YouTube. They're actually exercising their constitutional right. What are you doing? You're hiding in your homes because you're scared to exercise your rights? You're scared to lose everything you own? Well, what happens if the communists take control? You're going to lose it anyways. So why not stand up today? Why don't we stand up to those deputies that say that they have a complete disdain for people that exercise their rights and freedom? Why don't we stand up to those crooked cops and those corrupt cops, or those bully cops, those cops that love to bully, or the cops that kill people or hurt people for no dang reason? Why aren't we standing up? Why are we allowing all these different corrupt cities to continue to be corrupt? Because people are scared to stand up. They're nothing but cowards. I'm telling you, man. I just say it how it is. I call it how I see it. This is what I see. I see a lot of scared people. They're scared to tell the government, screw off. It's we the people, not we the government. And if you're a chief of police and you're corrupt and you're allowing your people to be corrupt, see, in law enforcement, it starts at the top. Corruption starts at the top. You got your chiefs, your sheriffs, and everybody else, and it goes down. It trickles down. So if they're not getting educated in the rights and the laws, guess what? That's your responsibility, chiefs and sheriffs. That's your responsibilities to understand what your deputies are doing and saying while they're on duty. Hell, even off duty. That's your responsibility. If they're committing crimes off duty, you got to know that. They're drunk driving. You don't take them home, you take them to jail. If they're doing drugs, steroids, they should be tested. If they're doing steroids, they should be fired. If they're doing drugs of any kind, they should be fired. There should be a health shoot. For law enforcement, this is my beliefs. The military has their health thing where they got to stay fit and run a mile and do all this other stuff. Why shouldn't law enforcement? You got law enforcement that's so far overweight that they can't even walk a block. Shoot, I seen a meme one time that said, should I make him run around the block? That dude was so big, man, his belly was so big. Why are cops so far freaking out of weight, man? I would tell them, hey, you're on death duty till you lose weight. Good Lord. You're a fat fuck, aren't you? We need America back to being what America was, where people respected each other and people had respect and love for America and our constitutional rights and our freedom. That's what we need. We knew that we, the people, had the power. It's not we, the government. We need it back to there, where the government knew that the people would hold them accountable. That's what we need. We don't need government holding us accountable. We need to hold government accountable. Now, those criminals and thugs and all that stuff that have committed murder, rape, molestation, and everything else, we've had weak judges that said, oh, we're just going to put them in life and feed them for life. Why feed them? My opinion. Why feed them? I think they should be hung. Go back to the 1800s. Hang them. Watch them look at the gallows till the morning. When that morning breaks, hey, guess what? You march them up. See ya. If they're that bad of a person, why are they even breathing? And you know what the punishment for treason is. The punishment for treason is the same thing. Gallows, man. See, these politicians and all these people are getting away with all this bullshit for years and generations. Those billionaires have been paying off our politicians for years and generations. It's time to stop. It's time to wake up and realize that who's getting paid and who's not. Anyways, God bless. Have a good day. It is what it is. You better wake up. Because if you don't, this world, and plus America, is not going to be great. It's going to be a big old pile of dung. Have a good day.